This is a graph of the best ball striking seasons ever. What do you notice? Maybe it's Tiger at the top, maybe Rory's consistency, Scotty's recent run of form. Well, here's Nelly Korda. She is that much better than the rest of the field. Look at this. I said it after the Chevron. I said it after Riv. Nelly Korda needs to change her putter. But no, y'all said she was winning. Why would she ever change anything? Because you can always get better. This was bound to happen. These 3-putts, these, not making enough of these 10-footers, it's not sustainable. Scotty is what she should be. In fact, that's probably underselling it. They are both the best ball strikers on their respective tour. They're both the best scramblers. And both have an Achilles heel with these nervy putts. We saw it with Scotty this week too. Those will probably never leave her system, which is fine. And she's learned to deal with it.
And they see me miss those short putts and they know that it's okay at the end of the day.
But I need her to change back to that spider. She is the tide that lifts all boats. This is statistically her worst putting season on tour. It's the occasional 10-footer from birdie that she just does not make at the level she needs to reach the level we as fans want her to. Her ball striking is the best in the world. It's the best we've ever seen, including Tiger from a strokes gained standpoint. She is that much better than the field. It's time for her to put her foot on the gas and transcend the women's game like Tiger did for the men. And the LPGA needs to do their part and start with the stories that are easy to digest as a consumer. Start us with just Nelly and Lydia and Minji and Gino and Lottie. Those are easy for us to understand. I don't need to hear the story about Hanaku Shibunu, who was surprised that Wofford wasn't a link-style course. And didn't she surprise us with her performance as well? I'm done. I don't need to hear it 100 times. I don't need to hear it every time she's on the broadcast. She hasn't even been in contention that much this year, and I've heard it many times. Going deeper into the coverage, Morgan Pressel is terrible in the booth. And I think I figured out why. She's purposely trying to sabotage the women's game so an idiot like me doesn't find out she's the biggest letdown ever. Even more than Michelle Wie. She's not a bust because she won a major at 18, but her road to getting there was insane. She qualified for a US Women's Open at 12. She was a 5-time Junior All-American starting when she was 13. When she was 17, she won the AJGA Slam, winning all 5 invitationals that year. She was runner-up in the US Women's Open, which she only lost by 1 because of Birdie Kim living up to her name and holing out from the bunker for Birdie to clip her. And it didn't seem to affect her when she lost like that because she turned around and won the USAM 9 and 8, absolutely destroyed them. She won her first major at 18, won another tournament that year, and that was it. Then nothing. She felt burnout from playing golf week in and week out with such high pressure at such a young age. You want to know why golfers like Rory and Tiger didn't play as much? Because it's exhausting. The crazy part is, I'd be a big Morgan Pressel fan if my first experiences with her weren't in the booth. If she was coming out now, I would be the biggest fan there was, probably. She was a crazy competitive and ruthless player, even though she didn't hit it as far as others. But since my first experiences of her were in the booth, where she and the rest of the NBC broadcast constantly fail to meet a moment, it changes my opinion on her. Speaking of the LPGA Tour broadcasts, they need to fire everyone. Fire them all, except Paige McKenzie. Put her out on the course where she belongs. She is fantastic out there. She did a fantastic job at Shinnecock this year for the US Open. She is fantastic. She is easily one of the best on-course reporters, up there with Bones and Dottie. She should have been the one following the last group and been the only one telling us the story of that last group at the KPMG. She has this uncanny ability, like Dottie and Nance do, to make it feel more intimate, like she's the only one out there trying to actually tell a story. And she could have easily handled all 3 players in that final group because of how slow they were. Oh my goodness. They teed off an hour before the men did at the Travelers, and by the time the rain delay happened for the men were on hole 14 and the women were still on 12. And the men weren't playing particularly quickly. They need to start penalizing pace of play because it's excruciating to watch. Do you know what the most watched tournament in history is, in golf history? live? It was the 97 Masters. A runaway champion is the most watched. Do you want to know why? Because his story was interesting. It was easy for the casual consumer to understand his story. We have that caliber of player on the women's side. She needs to do her part by fixing her putter. But the broadcast also needs to do their part by telling the story properly. If they do, the LPGA will create more stars, and then we can get deeper and deeper into the fandom. But for now, that's just not the case.